Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I am your humble host, Mr. David Null, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers. And I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray that each and every day, each and every one of you, your friends, your family, all of your relatives, acquaintances, will learn to accept, receive, and share the knowledge, the healing, and the wisdom from the universe. With that said, in doing some checkups and things today, um, the Schumann frequency is definitely spiking at the moment. Hey, Teresa, I'm going to be doing a video at 8:15. I just put it up there. So, but this is going to be a short video in that I monitor a lot of different things. Sometimes um, sometimes daily, sometimes I just don't want to even open up the computer. But today I'm like, let me check the Schumann, and it's definitely spiking literally off the charts. So, and a lot of background noise showing up as well. Hey, 65 Starlight, I got your message. Thank you so much for your comments. So this isn't a long video, but at 8:15, I think I've got a live stream scheduled called Constitution. Um, they turned it into mumbo jumbo, and it's just some things that are going out about the Constitution and this and that. And I think people should, I think they ought to read it for themselves instead of listening to news programs. But this video isn't about that. But anyway, so the Schumann resonance, and like today, I've kind of felt a little antsy. And that's why sometimes when I feel antsy and like I'm just like moving around, jumping around, I don't really understand why, when I check the Schumann, I go, So that could be part of the reason for my antsiness or whatever, and my little jumping around and wanting to do something. And the skaters outside are horrible. Oh my goodness gracious. These things are humongous. In September, almost the 1st of October. Hey, Dark Truth, how are you? And blessings to you, right back at you there. But maybe the Schumann resonance got all the mosquitoes. I mean, I went out back to get water out of my big tank, and holy cow, goodness gracious, these things are like this big, and they're flying around, and some of these things are as big as hummingbirds. Oh my God, holy crap, or at least the size of small dragonflies. Normally we just have these little skeeters that are annoying, but these things are huge. Now here's the interesting thing. Anytime back when Michael came through 2 years ago ish, we got this whole new breed of mosquitoes overnight, and I did some checking with some folks, and the mosquitoes actually get sucked out of the swamps and deposited all over, because although we've had rain from this last tropical storm that went through, there hasn't been enough water for mosquitoes to regenerate. So these great big flying suckers have come in from Louisiana and parts south of here and west, and were deposited here in South Georgia. Anyway, they're huge. Me and mosquitoes, right? But I kind of wonder sometimes if the natural frequency of the planet, there is a reason for discussing the mosquitoes in this, in that does it agitate other beings, the insect world, for example, or frogs or birds, or, we're on the earth. But if the Schumann resonance is the after effects of what's happening to the planet, and there's some solar storms and things going on right now too. We're getting hammered in a lot of ways from different areas. So if you're feeling agitated and you don't know what the hell it is, and you want to go take some more meds or something, it might be that the whole universe is a little agitated at the moment. You know what I mean? And a little hyper, if you will. And because it's definitely showing up in the Schumann resonance. And it's been relatively quiet. There's been some background noise these last few days and about a week or so. But, this is a sure enough spike. And I'm not going to say it's worth talking about, But it is worth mentioning in that with all this hyper sense of chaos around us, now we have this hyper resonance that's affecting the entire planet and those beings on it, around it. I mean, we don't really know what this resonance frequency is actually doing to the rest of the population of stuff, trees, bugs, birds, I mean, we just don't know. But if I can feel a tingling and a little bit of, it's not really out of sorts. It's just I'm hyper and can't like get comfortable or something anyway. So, but as soon as I realize that there are external things going on, like the whole planet is reverberating, I can go into my head and go, well, that's a very good reason for me feeling a little agitated or a little hyper or whatever it is. So, versus not knowing that anything else is going on and we're oblivious to the universe, I try to stay in touch, thus this video, in that maybe if you're feeling a little off today or something, it could be the resonance, okay? So with everything else that's going on and being crazy and stuff, um, um, I think it's important that, we understand as much as we can of our natural surroundings. And so this is just a, hey guys, Schumann's up, don't freak out if you're feeling a little different, Um, anyway, so, but that's basically it. So I'm going to do a video in about a half an hour. Yeah, almost in that. 65 Starlight says, yes, I'm sensitive as heck, more than my usual disposition. Hey, Divine Living, love you all as well. Teresa asks, I wonder how or if it affects the outcome of events. All kinds of bad luck these past couple of days. Everything that went wrong. I'm sorry about that. We send out prayers to things that go wrong, right? Here's the thing. This is my 10 cents about this, Teresa, and for the rest of you. Does the resonance affect things? The outcome? It can affect the people who are the controllers, if you will, of the outcome. You know what I mean? So if there's a bunch of people who are normally not agitated, are now a little hyper, and say you're in a room and you bring up a discussion of something, and then all of a sudden tempers get flared and somebody's hollering at one another, so could the frequency have an effect on the outcome of things? And I would say, yeah, in that it depending on who the person is or persons being affected, it could affect their judgment, their personality. They, something they might normally have control over, they don't, just things like that. So I would say definitely in that respect it has an effect. But now whether or not the human residence can actually affect an outcome of something that doesn't have anybody involved in it, I'm sure that if it has an effect on us, it could have an effect on ethereal beings, fairies, just and things that we're not necessarily aware of at the moment. So in that respect, probably yes, because any change in frequencies that, is not quote normal, then it would suggest then it could affect things. So, hey, Dark Truth. Yeah, that's just my 10 cents on it. But and I'm I'm getting some information from my spirit guide, but just think of think of it in terms of what sounds practical, what makes sense. And in different energy and forces affects all kinds of things. It affects the um, um, death metal music can make plants die, whereas Bach or Beethoven or something can enrich the growth of plants. So and my father-in-law, way long, I've had a couple of father-in-laws, but he would go out into his garden and talk to his greens. And there were people who swore up and down that John Sloan's greens was like the best in the county. But he would literally go out and talk to his garden. He talked to the leaves and the plants, and y'all grow now. And so it's like, so I know that a good resonance can have effect on plants and things, and don't know whether or not these Schumann resonances are necessarily bad. Okay, they're different, but the outcome of how it makes a person feel at a particular moment, especially if their medication's low or they got low blood sugar or something, it could be catastrophic in that respect. So, but anyway, so if you're feeling a little out of sorts, or if somebody tries to goad you, hey, divine living, it hit you pretty hard. Just roadblock, cars breaking down, doctor calls and wrong meds for, yeah. But see, that's people are involved in that. But it was quiet a few hours ago, by the way. Maybe this frequency will have a better effect on these folks. I bet it's not so much the events as it is the reaction to them. Yep. Yep. But see, that was before now. So if you had trouble yesterday or coming into the last couple hours, because it's only been in the last 2 hours that spike has happened. So anything previous to this, it was before the spike. Just saying. I totally believe that. I talked to your plants as well. Yeah. So, but Teresa, it's a good thing that you keep an eye on it. So there was a lack of energy and a lot of crap happening. So let's see what happens if this energy comes in and the crap calms down. Just saying. All right, y'all. I've been at this 12 minutes and it was only supposed to be 5. I love you. I'm going to do another video in about 30 minutes or so. And it's about the Constitution and the fact that folks are turning it into mumbo jumbo. So it needs to be heard. It needs to be put out there, because there's a lot of misinformation. And you know me, I'm all about truth. But it's not about learning about the Constitution. It's learning that these folks are using words and phrases that we should look at the headlines and go, them folks are nuts. They can't do this. It's not, they're misquoting the Constitution. So for us dummies who aren't aware of the Constitution or some of the bylaws, articles, and so forth, we go, well, it must be true. Many of the things they're discussing can't happen the way they're saying. So should you trust these idiots that are running the press? Well, that's for another discussion. So Teresa, East Coast Kraken, hey, how are you? Especially cool. Love to talk. Yeah, love to all of you. Most within the past 4 hours, huh, Teresa? So just before 8:30. Actually, I got it scheduled for 8:15. But if I stay on here, I won't have a chance to go get a drink and go potty and all that stuff. So, but I did want to put this out right away because the Schumann is happening right now. So, but anyway, so about 8:15, I might be late now because of this video. But I love you all. Take care and listen. If somebody discusses, since I have you here now, the Oval Office is coughing. Yeah, it sort of is oval. You're right, Divine Living, man. Yep, I got a pecan. But anyway, and it's not a nut that falls from a tree. But anyway, what we need to be aware of are headline news and what folks are trying to promote. And so if in that, we got to understand that along with the Schumann and all these other frequencies that are hitting us, that if we're armed with information, then we can stay out of the chaos. So I love you all, and I always end with a prayer, and I always mean it. I continue to pray that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, all of your relatives and relations will learn to accept and receive and to share the knowledge and healing and wisdom from the universe. And as that law of 3, I got 2 more to go, but I continue to pray that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, and all of your acquaintances will learn how to accept and receive the energy, the knowledge, and the wisdom from the universe. And third time is a charm. I continue to pray that each and every one of you will learn to accept and receive and continue to share. And you all are doing good work, whether you believe it or not. You continue to do the good work that you're doing and learn to accept and receive the healing and the knowledge and the wisdom from the universe. Now, come back in about 30 minutes and I'll be doing the mumbo jumbo. Okay. I love you all. Till next time, TTFN from Southwest Georgia. Bye.